What it do, baby? It's the one and only Mr. Vega, the Messiah, holding it down for another edition and another episode of Honest Assholes. Man, we've been cooking up a storm. I know it's been me lately. I'm the captain of the ship, so I got to keep this motherfucker flowing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the team, Big Mizzle, D-Nut, Whitney, Anthony, Eugene O'Neill, everybody that's helping me put this podcast together, man. But, as I said, I am the captain and I got to keep this motherfucker flowing. That's why I'm giving y'all episodes of me every week. Also been doing my interviews, the moment with the Messiahs, which is growing, getting more and more followers. I want to appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking with Honest Assholes, the best podcast in the Inland Empire. Now, I try to keep certain topics going, the momentum going when I'm doing these episodes, try to keep your attention. So I thought I'd talk about something this week that is kind of interesting. I was on my Facebook and I had made this post and I was like, I wonder if I could turn this into an actual episode. So I'm gonna go ahead and run with it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I want to thank each and every one of y'all that's been tuning in with us and that's been supporting the movement since day one. We've been going strong for 4 years. You know what I love about my podcast? We do what no other podcasts do. We talk about what other podcasts don't talk about. I don't like to talk about what everybody's talking about because it doesn't make it it's not interesting. When you're doing the podcast, you want to make sure you have some titles that people are interested in or people want to listen. Or because any podcast, you can give your opinion on things and your take on things, but I just feel like we got to do something different because we honest assholes, and that's what separates us from everyone. You know, so I thought I'd holler at y'all this week and get up in this thing we call honest assholes. This week's topic: can males and females be friends, have sex, and keep it on a friendship level? Listen to that again. Can males and females be friends, have sex, and keep it on a friendship level? Let that shit sink in. This is like a sensitive topic for me because, I believe they can. I believe they can, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And we're going to get into as much as we can, while I talk about this because there are some people in the world that really feel like that you can't. There's a lot of people that feel like you just can't mix friendship and sex. And I strongly disagree with that shit. Because at the end of the day, it really just depends on the individuals, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to be able to separate your feelings from your cock or your pussy. And a lot of people struggle with that shit because at the end of the day, good sex can lead to strong feelings. There's no fucking denying that shit. We've all done that. And hell, I fell in love with some pussy that I knew for a fact it wasn't gonna go nowhere what it is after the sex. So that's why I say it really does depend on the person and the two people that are involved. Now, you have to have some type of chemistry when you're fucking someone, That's just what it is. Or, and again, I'm gonna say it again, it really just depends what are y'all going, like, how good y'all communication is. Now, if you both communicate and tell each other, hey, this is just what it is, let's just have sex and let's just leave it at that, then cool. Then we can just leave it at that. But my thing is, don't And I repeat, don't mix the two when there's no chance of y'all getting together after. And that's where people get it twisted at, man. Like, they mix their fucking feelings up with the pussy that they're with or the dick that they're with. And we got to be able to fucking separate that shit. And I know it's hard, but it can be done. Now, I will say this. You can also have a friendship with someone without having sex with them. I got, my lady will tell you, I got plenty of female friends that I've never slept with. And it's like that because you know off the rip who you want to interact with who you want to mix that up with. There are so many attractive females that I know, but I never not one time mixed sex with them because I knew for a rip that my friendship with them is stronger than any type of pussy that they have. And I know most men don't have that willpower. A lot of men will fuck whatever pussy comes to par, especially if she look good and she's thick, got all these traits, and if she has all those traits, you can pursue her, but she may not look at you like that, or he may not look at you like that. So it really just depends on the individuals. Now, I will say this. Good sex can cause a lot of drama if strong feelings get involved. I remember this female, oh man, swore up and down. I was a fat nigga. We will never go there. We would never do that. Okay, but when you stop pursuing them and they start seeing a new light in you when you're not interested in them, then that's when they want to throw the pussy at you. And it's happened to me on a numerous amount of occasions. And then when I took the pussy, two things happened. Either they got feelings or I got feelings. Now, I'll let you know off the rip that if I know for a fact I don't want to be with you and I know that we cannot be no more than just fuck buddies, I'm going to let that shit be known right then and there. I'm not going to lead you on. I'm not gonna tell you some shit that you want to hear just so I can get up in your drawers. No, and the fellas, y'all gotta stop that shit. Y'all gotta stop selling females dreams when y'all dicking them down. If y'all know for a fucking fact that you not want to be with them or take them serious as a girlfriend, or you don't see nothing past sex, you need to let that shit be known. Stop lying to these women just to get the pussy, bro. You're gonna fucking put yourself in a very fucked up position. I've done it. I've done that shit on a numerous amount of occasions. Lying to a female, selling her dreams just to get the pussy, and that shit is not good. It's not good, bro. Especially when you get a certain age, man. Just keep the shit all the way 100. Now, ladies, y'all gotta stop falling for these community dick dudes. If you know for a fact this dude is a community dick, he can't offer you nothing but just dick, then you need to separate your feelings from that. You need to tell yourself, listen, I'm gonna just fuck this nigga or fuck this dude, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. If it's good, two things are gonna happen. You're gonna fall for him. That same community dick dude, you're gonna fall for him, and you're not gonna want any other female to fuck him but you. And you can't tell no shit like that to a community dick dude. Okay, there's a reason why he has community dick. He's not trying to be tied down. So again, y'all gotta know what y'all getting yourselves into if y'all gonna mix sex with a friend. Now, I will say this. There are a lot of women out there, a whole lot of women that think like men. Hell, they can be like, I'm gonna give him some pussy and I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna make him my man. I'm not gonna bring them around my kids. I'm not going to do any of that shit. And they'll just keep it right then and there. And I salute a lot of you females like that, because a lot of females, first of all, they worry about what people say, so they don't want to just let people know that they out here fucking any and whoever. When you get a certain age, who cares about who you're fucking? Okay? Who cares? Okay? Especially if it's with somebody that you got chemistry with. Now, I will say this: having sex with somebody who you got chemistry with, and it is good, because I'm speaking from my experiences. I've had sex with women that I didn't even think would ever happen. It just ended up happening. But that's because of the chemistry that we had, and I wasn't pursuing it. It just naturally happened. And I believe in friends naturally having sex. I do believe in that, because it's happened. It's happened on numerous amount of occasions. I've had female friends that I didn't think we would ever have sex, but it ended up happening because it was the heat of the moment. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's about chemistry. And the older you get, building chemistry with someone that you're having sex with is a good thing, because you both know that, hey, this is what it is. We don't want to be in a relationship. Let's just keep it at that. Now, eventually, y'all keep fucking. Somebody's gonna get feelings. Somebody. I don't care if it's the man or the woman. Somebody's gonna get feelings, and this is where y'all be fucking up at. When it gets like that, that's when y'all gotta call it quits. Okay? Especially if y'all were friends before y'all started fucking, y'all, and you know off the rip that if you're gaining feelings, but you know that it can't go no further because you don't look at them like that, then you gotta stop the sex all the way around. I know it could be hard, but it can be fucking done. There's females I knew off the rip that I could not be in a relationship with them. They're cool, just not relationship material. And like I said, this is just me. I can't speak for the rest of the fellas out there, but no good pussy is worth ruining a friendship that you already established before y'all started fucking. There's females who I'm still cool with to this day. May not chop it up with them, but if I see them in public, it's still all love. But there's females I've bumped pelvises with and never, because I knew that if I knew that they wasn't feeling the same about me, I would have to stop. I would have to just shut the whole shit down. A lot of women, it's hard for a lot of women to do that, because women, y'all gain feelings very quick. It's a lot of men that do too, but women, a woman that's getting dicked down really fucking good, some of them, it's hard for them to turn their feelings off. It is. Some of y'all can, or y'all just hiding it. And that's another thing. Y'all can't be hiding y'all feelings for one another. Because if you got chemistry, you should be able to keep it 100. You know, hey, such and such, I like what we're doing, but I'm starting to feel some type of way, and I know we can never go there, so let's just stop it. Let's just leave it at that. Let's not do this anymore. And if you love and respect each other, if the person who you got that chemistry with respects you and care about you, they're not going to argue with you. They're going to agree with you. They're going to tell you, hey, let's stop it, because I'd rather still keep our friendship than lead you on to where you end up getting hurt in the long run. But not everybody thinks like that, because when it comes to good pussy and good dick, motherfuckers don't be thinking accordingly. They don't. They're either thinking with their dickhead or the moistness of their pussy. Y'all gotta separate y'all feelings, man, especially if y'all plan on fucking y'all friends. Now, there are some people out here that say they can't. There's certain people that say they just can't do it, because, for starters, if you're fucking that person, they're not your friend. That's bullshit. Because when I posted that on my Facebook, there were plenty of people saying that y'all are not friends if y'all fucking. That's bullshit. Y'all just friends that are just fucking. You can be friends with somebody and still fuck them. Do I recommend it all the time? No. Especially if you value that friendship. I value friendships a lot. So there's no amount of sex that can get me to stop being friends with somebody who I never even saw that. But it ended up happening because of the chemistry. So again, building chemistry and setting boundaries, those are ways to avoid having sex with a friend, but at the same time, you can't stop how a person feels about you. 9 out of 10, there's a lot of female friends and a lot of male friends that secretly like each other, but they don't want to tell each other because they scared that they might mess up the friendship if they tell them. Which in a lot of cases it could be true, but hey, if you start fucking that person, then you taking an even bigger risk. Because I gotta realize, man, once sex is involved, it's a whole different ball game. Don't let it be no fire ass sex. True story. I had a female friend. This was years ago. I'm engaged, so this is an old ass story. So that's why I feel comfortable telling it. But there was a female friend of mine. You know, we were friends for years. You know, when I first met her, I wanted to get at her. I did have a crush on her, but once she let it be known that we are better off as friends, I can already tell, because when you get to know somebody and you actually take time to get to know them, then they'll let you. A woman will know off top that, hey, I just want to be friends. That's real. And if you really value that person or really respect that person, you'll run with it. I wouldn't continue to pursue it, because especially if she let it be known, like, I just want to be friends. Because if you keep pursuing it, it might ruin the friendship before it even starts. But anyway, I stopped pursuing and I just focused on being her friend. All that shit went out the window. I stopped hollering at her. We really became cool friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, really good friends. Now, mind you, now years go by, as we're getting older, we don't look at each other like that. No, we are really just friends. But as I said earlier in the episode, building chemistry can do something. Now, by us being friends for years, you never know what can happen. So, as that chemistry grows, the two people, the more they kick it, they realize that there are a lot of things that you have in common with the person. But you don't know if this person is still compatible for you. Y'all just have some things in common. So by us still being friends, and I'm still not pursuing one another, but we still feel comfortable just having conversations and talking about anything. So once you talk and one thing leads to another, we ended up having sex. It was amazing. We ended up having sex multiple times. But we both told ourselves, we both told each other, hey, we should leave it at this. If we're gonna do this, let's just leave it at this, okay? Yes, we both may be friends. There might be some things we like about each other, but in reality, we're not good together as a couple. So when two people can come together and have that type of respect or agreement with one another, then everything is going to be good. Y'all can continue to fuck. But again, like I said, eventually one of y'all is going to catch feelings. So out of that situation, I'm not going to say I'm the one who caught feelings, but I'm the one who acted on it because I knew that person felt the same. But once you started seeing things differently, like, listen, man, I don't think now we've been friends, but now things are starting to get a little more complicated now that we're having sex. So the that's where you got to be an adult. Me and her, we had a long talk, and we said maybe we should stop fucking. We should stop having sex because I respect you so much to where I don't want this to damage our relationship, our friendship. Both came to an agreement. Still friends to this day. Don't talk all the time. Don't see each other, but hey, if I see her on Instagram or Facebook, like, hey, how you doing, girl? Long time. All is well. Congratulate each other on our separate relationships, but we're still friends. That's the thing. We're still friends. It's still all love. That was the whole point of me having this episode, is to let y'all know it really just depends on the individual, because friends, males and females, they can have sex and still keep it on a friendship level, but it just depends on the person. Some people that are insecure or that are crazy about really just being jealous, insecure, and crazy, those are the ones that you don't want to mix sex with. If you're cool with a person who's crazy, insecure, gets into their feelings quick, avoid fucking that person by all fucking means. Swear to God. Because at the end of the day, man, mixing hurt feelings with brand new gained feelings is bad. Like a person can still feel hurt from their last relationship, fuck around and have sex with a friend, then that friend, certain things that friend is doing is pissing them off, and they're not even together. But because you brought those hurt feelings into this fuck buddy situationship, it made things hella worse. So again, avoid having sex with crazy people, insecure people, jealous people. And these are people that are your friends. Come on, we all know we have friends that get jealous quick. We all have friends that are insecure. We all have friends that are just emotionally fucked up. I know I do. Male and females. So, but I'm just speaking on the female side because that's, you just can't, like, listen, man, you just can't mix sex with people that are just that are emotionally damaged, is what I'm saying. Because when I did that shit and I almost lost my fucking life. True story, man. This chick was so damaged and so hurt. Now, I knew off the rip all I wanted to do was just fuck. I knew that's all I wanted to do. But in the back of my mind, I knew she was crazy. I knew she was toxic, and I knew she was broken from her past relationships. But by me being not thinking with my dick instead of my head, made a decision. Okay, sex is good, but what came out of that? Me getting the gun pulled on me having to run out her apartment at 2, 3 in the morning because I'm thinking I'm finna get shot. I'm telling you, mind you, we wasn't together. We were just friends having sex. So again, if you're gonna have sex or mix sex with somebody who you have a friendship with already, make sure that person is not crazy, it's not emotional, it's not jealous. Just make sure. Me personally, I wouldn't recommend you to go pursue having sex with your friends, but we are all human, and again, shit happens. So these are just some things you just gotta pay attention to, man, because mixing sex with somebody who you already have an established friendship with, it can be very bad. It can end bad too. So I wouldn't recommend you to do it. But if you're gonna do it, just be smart about it. Be smart, man. Seriously. Because at the end of the day, losing a friendship over some dick and pussy is it's not worth it. Especially if that friendship was solid, built off solidness, and if sex ruined it, maybe it wasn't solid from the get go, or maybe just the sex being involved was just too much to handle. I'm saying, I think about shit like this, man. And fellas, please, fellas, y'all problem, our problem. Well, I gotta say y'all. A lot of y'all problem is, man, y'all be trying to pursue female friends who y'all know off the rip is not gonna give you that pussy. They see you are deep in the friendship zone, and y'all still be trying to fucking pursue that shit, man. And when you do it, it just makes you look like a thirsty fuck. True story. I've seen plenty of my bros do that to a mutual homegirl, and they look to me like, I thought that was kind of weird of him. And when it gets like that, oh no, that is the reputation you don't want to have, bro. Trust me. So again, I just wanted to just give y'all insight on my experiences and my opinion on why men and women can have sex and still keep it on a friendship level. I know a lot of y'all don't think they could. Some can't. Some can't at all. But again, for the umpteenth motherfucking time, it really just depends on the individual. Because at the end of the day, you control your dick. You ladies, you control your pussy. That's just what it is. So again, I want to thank y'all for coming out tonight. I just want to give my insight on things. Tap in with me, leave some comments. What you think? Do you think men and women can have sex and still keep it on a friendship level? Give me some comments, man. We can probably put out another episode of this, a part 2. I can just listen to y'all and let me know y'all opinions. But in the meantime, again, please make sure keep your feelings in check if you're gonna have sex with a friend. Please keep your feelings in check. Oh my goodness, don't let your feelings get the best of you is what I'm saying. Because the moment that shit happens, not only are you gonna lose a friendship, but you're gonna lose a big part of yourself, because you're gonna be asking yourself, like, this is why the fuck did I do this? Trust me, because I've done it. I'm being completely honest, but there have been some females that I've mixed sex with, and it did ruin our friendship. It did. That's why I'm like, if you're gonna do this shit, keep your motherfucking feelings in check and do not overstep. Don't overstep any boundaries, because at the end of the day, y'all are not together. Y'all are just fucking. Period. This is the motherfucking Messiah. Thank you for tuning in on another episode of Honest Assholes. Shout out to the squad. Live streaming Thursday, 7 p.m. on all platforms. It is the Messiah, baby. Let's get it. Yes, sir.